Hello, everybody, and welcome to Curtis's Podcast Network. And this is This AFC South Show 144, the conference championship reactions. With me, as always, our resident Jaguars fan, Isaiah Michele, a.k.a. Duval's Finest on Twitter, a.k.a. the Glitter Kitty Conquistador, a.k.a. OnlyJags.com. Don't look it up.
I don't need y'all to subscribe to my Only Jags, because we both lost our jobs so we could make this video tonight. Just keep looking out for us. We need some subs.
We got kids, man.
I'm thinking about showing my butthole on there. I don't know yet, though.
He doesn't shave or bleach it. So
no, sir. All natural.
That's his other nickname, Natural.
Natural. Yeah.
But, we're going to be talking conference championship games, a little bit of housekeeping before we get into it. 424 subscribers still. Like to see those numbers jump. 35 likes. Let's get it pumping. We need to be in front of more people. All right. Hit the notification bells because, you don't want to miss anything. And let's get into it. Game that just wrapped up. We'll start with Detroit traveling to San Francisco. And if there was ever a game that encapsulated a tale of two halves, good God, it was this one. The Lions looked completely unstoppable in the first half of this game. 24-7 first half lead at halftime. 150 plus rushing yards on the ground in the first half, and then just basically nothing after that. San Francisco 49ers, I don't know what Kyle Shanahan told everybody. Maybe he got the water from Space Jam.
I was about to say that's a Michael's secret stuff.
Yeah, got some of Michael's secret stuff and, just hosed him down with it or something. But Brock Purdy put the wheels on. And
can you imagine hosing down a bunch of grown men in a locker room in the Super Bowl, or not Super Bowl, the NFC Championship halftime? That'd be a job I'd like to have, just hosing grown, big, burly men down with Michael's secret stuff. It'd be nice.
Out of context.
In context.
No. Michael, give us a call. Yeah, Brock Purdy had a 21-yard run in the fourth quarter to really kind of help seal the game. It didn't necessarily he had the run and that game was over, but he had two solid 20-plus yard runs in a row, if I'm not mistaken. And then they get down to first and goal.
Two big runs, yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah. And it's that's not what we're expecting out of Purdy. It's maybe more Lamar Jackson speed.
They were some Purdy runs. Yeah.
I'll tell you what, that's a Purdy joke right there.
It's a knee slapper.
Oh, did you actually slap your knee?
Yeah, I'm wearing black sweatpants, so it's kind of hard to see, but yes, I did snap my knee.
Oh, nice. Thought you just slapped the void or something. But
cool.
Yeah, I'd be like, why are you not sharing the void? But anyway. Yeah, what do you got for this game?
The Lions, I actually did not turn the game back on after halftime. I was like, this game's fucking over, dude. San Francisco sucks from behind. That's the narrative, that's the stats, whatever. Yeah. That's what the analytics will tell you. And I was like, Lions are about to beat them by fucking 60 points, so it's all good. And then somebody was like, or then you texted in the group chat, you're like, man, I didn't know, I didn't never see this coming. Or, oh, then the second half happened. I'm like, what the fuck is he talking about? I'm like, holy fucking shit. What's going on here? And what a crazy game. Tale of two sides. That's one of those things where, a team refuses to make halftime adjustments and one team does make the halftime adjustments, and, it just works out for the other. If they like Jeff had mentioned in the comments, I'll give Jeff his flowers for this one. If Dan Campbell, not Dan Quinn, I'm not going to give you flowers for that, Jeff. You're dumb. But
right.
I'm kidding. But Dan Campbell, if he'd have kicked those two field goals instead of trying to go for it and fucking himself over, they win that game potentially. A whole different ball game with those two field goals on the board. It's just it's tough to say, but it just seems like Detroit came out flat in the second half, didn't adjust. The receivers were dropping balls. Jared Goff was kind of a little bit off where he was pretty damn on in the beginning, the first half. Props to the 49ers for sticking with it. It's really easy to give up when you're down like that. But yeah, just a good game. And it was a quote down game for Christian McCaffrey according to the announcers. But he had 2 touchdowns, should have had 3, but he got fucking suplexed on his dome. So
yeah,
good game all around. Go 49ers, beat the fuck out of the Chiefs for me. Fuck Taylor Swift. All that stuff. Can I just say,
maybe perhaps.
So there was a commercial right in the game, and it was like promoting the WNBA, and it was like, "We're gonna get big. We just need y'all to support us." Okay, here's the thing about that. If women went as hard for the WNBA as they went for Taylor Swift, the WNBA would be bigger than the NBA.
Yeah.
End of story. So women, do better. Not that you're watching this podcast, but if you know, tell them to do better.
Guys, tell your girls to do better.
We know they don't have girls. Just tell a woman if you see. No, just kidding.
Jesus.
Love you guys. Thank you please don't unsubscribe. But yeah, love you guys. But yeah, women.
Well, we know that, in the past we've had, TF had multiple girls. So
this is true. He was pulling for the rest of you guys.
He was trying to average the numbers out. But another little instance of where Dan Campbell or maybe Ben Johnson for the Lions could have made the game a little different. Right at the end, there's like a minute, 15 seconds left. They're running a 3rd down and goal play, and they hand the ball off to David Montgomery, who gets stuffed at the line. Forces them to call their 3rd timeout, or the first of their 3 timeouts. All-time bonehead play of the year on the goal line right there.
Oh yeah, bro got stuff like a Christmas turkey right there.
Yeah, I mean, look, the 4-dimensional chess move is to throw the ball, so if it's incomplete, the clock stops and you don't have to waste a timeout.
Hey Curtis, are you a head coach for an NFL team?
No.
It's crazy you could come up with that, but an NFL coach could not. That's wild. That's wild.
I have moments.
Yeah.
No, I just don't understand. We had talked about it a little bit before the show, but like since the Russell Wilson playoff or Super Bowl interception with the Patriots, and everybody being like, you should have handed the ball off to Marshawn. Some teams have kind of gone very hard in that direction. They're like, all right, the situations, we're going to run the ball. The Lions were in that situation. They ran the ball, blew up in their face. Next play, after calling that timeout, they throw a touchdown to Jameis Williams in the back of the end zone to bring it back within 3 with the extra point. Had they thrown an incomplete pass on 3rd down, I'm not even going to I'm not even going to say that they complete a pass. Just throw an incomplete pass. 4th down, you either kick the field goal or you get your touchdown, whatever you're feeling. And then you have 3 plays to stop the other team and get the ball back. You don't have to rely on an onside kick in which the Lions...
not to mention, Curtis, 3 timeouts.
3 timeouts. Exactly. Yep. That's why you do this. Play clock's 40 seconds. So realistically, you've got to get all 3 timeouts called and done before the 40-second mark in the final minute. Very difficult to do, but possible. The Lions coaching staff is predominantly to blame. The situational management of the game, I think it squarely sits on Dan Campbell and Ben Johnson with the play calling at times. So that and the Aaron Glenn, I guess, just did not make any adjustments in the second half for the defense. The things that the 49ers were able to do in the second half was, I mean, it literally, the Lions just full blown imploded. It was just bad all the way around. But you think they'll be back next year?
I think they'll be in the playoffs. NFC Championship, maybe, but they'll definitely be in the playoffs.
Okay.
Very young core over there.
It's very true. All right. While we were combing through the stat sheet, we actually found out that Tyson Alualu, Jags fans should remember that name, is actually playing for the Lions. We
Yeah.
both thought he had long since retired, which I thought he had done multiple times, but I guess people just keep calling him because they're like, "Hey, we need a big guy." And he's like,
Call him Tyson Jordan, if you will.
"Why?"
Because Michael Jordan retired more than once. So,
oh well, why not Tyson Favre? I feel like it's more recent.
we're talking about a goat here, not Brett Favre.
Oh, Jesus Christ! Sorry, I confused Brett Favre and Tyson Alualu. All right, so that's half the Super Bowl is set. Let's talk about the other half. This is obviously going to be a repeat game of the Super Bowl, but Kansas City, Baltimore, very defensive game. Kansas City came out hot their first couple drives, basically scored all of their points in that time frame, and Baltimore never got it going. There was the 54-yard touchdown pass to Zay Flowers. I'm pretty sure Zay Flowers had a fumble going into the end zone. And Lamar Jackson lost a fumble.
Yep.
He had a decent statistical game, but I think people are kind of blaming Lamar for not stepping up in these big moments when the team needs him to the most. And it could be said that Steve Spagnuolo and the Chiefs defense did such a great job of pressuring him and getting him off his set, making him throw on the run and out of the pocket, that a lot of the plays were off time. And because of that, maybe he couldn't see the field as well or not as well versed in those things. I don't know, but I don't have to worry about that because I got CJ Stroud. But Lamar Jackson, MVP season comes to an end, 17-10 at the hands of the Chiefs in the AFC Championship game. Assumed MVP. I don't think it's official yet, but I mean, it wasn't really anything surprising. We kind of knew that it was Pacheco and Travis Kelce going to be kind of carrying the load for the Chiefs, and Patrick Mahomes was doing Patrick Mahomes things. You got anything?
I don't think you can really put this one on Lamar personally. I think he played good enough to win them the game. At least good enough to not lose the game for them, I mean, one of the things too, Zay Flowers, he shrunk, he fumbled on the goal line. He had that taunting penalty. He fucking got so mad that he started banging his hand on the bench and cut his hand open. It's just like stuff like that. You make yourself a liability when your quarterback does need you, and you've been one of the best receivers on the team. It's just shit like that can't happen. You can't become a liability when you've been the leading receiver all game. It's just not something you can do. Again, I think Lamar put them in some situations that he probably could have avoided, but I don't think he did anything that lost him that game personally, besides the one fumble where that dude basically came untouched and swatted his arm down. But yeah, we'll see. I think they'll be back in the playoffs next year. I think that I hate the fucking Chiefs and Taylor Swift, so there's that. I don't know if I've mentioned that yet, but yeah, it's just not how I saw that game going. I had them winning by at least 2 touchdowns, like I said in the preview. And they just came out flat. That offense looked dehydrated, deflated, whatever you want to call it. They just looked fucking bad.
Yeah.
Hats off to the Chiefs defense. They pulled it together, and hats off to Isaiah Pacheco for being a beast even with a hurt foot. It's just, it happens that way sometimes. Travis Kelce had a big game for one. Dude hasn't had a big game in weeks. Decided to have one of the biggest moments. So we'll see what happens in 2 weeks.
Yeah, we got 2 weeks to figure out until we can figure out who the champion of the NFL this season is. But the score you had here was 34-17 Baltimore. Jeff had 23-17 Baltimore, and I had 24-21 Kansas City. on top of the 49ers beating the Lions and taking Eminem versus Taylor Swift off the table for the Super Bowl. I don't know. I'm just kind of tired of seeing the same teams every year in the three biggest games. You know what I mean? Like it used to be back in the day, it was always the Patriots. And there was a time frame where the Eagles were always in the NFC Championship game. Now, Patrick Mahomes has been to 6 and he's 4-2 in those. It's look, I get it. They're one of the best teams in football. They're gonna make it there. I get it. But they don't have to win every time.
No.
You just don't. You just don't. It's just not a thing. I mean, Brady pretty much did, but
let's get CMC and Brock Dirty their first Super Bowl. Come on.
That'd be nice. That's a good narrative. I could get behind that. Especially, on the heels of Taylor Swift having to cry about it. But Travis Kelce scored and she went fucking nuts.
Yep, hate that bitch.
She's just like, that's my man. He caught the ball. That's all.
Y'all remember Plank from Ed, Edd n Eddy? That's her now.
I hope you guys watch Ed, Edd n Eddy. Trying to think here. Not to give too much away for the next one, but what are maybe 2 players in the Super Bowl that you're looking forward to them maybe being the difference makers?
Christian McCaffrey and George Kittle. Now, you know what? Christian McCaffrey and Fred Warner. I want to see Fred Warner come up big in this in the Super Bowl.
Okay. What about the Chiefs? If the Chiefs win, what 2 players do you think are more likely to be a bigger cause of that reason or that win?
Pacheco and Kelsey. That's kind of the coattails they've been riding on. I think they'll continue to ride on them.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I think it really kind of comes down to Mahomes and Chris Jones.
I'll never give that man credit for anything.
I'm gonna give him credit. I think he's basically the next Tom Brady.
They're sure trying to make him look that way.
Yeah. It doesn't help that he's the most effeminate, badass quarterback we've ever had. Dude,
that was the worst fucking call ever, Pat. Josh Allen. They screwed me with this game.
He is Kermit the Frog.
Kadarius Toney was not offsides.
You never seen Kermit and Pat Mahomes in the same room, so
just saying. And if you have, it's with Patrick Mahomes' hand up his ass. So
yeah, don't worry about it. Yeah. Okay. For the Chiefs, it's Mahomes and probably Chris Jones. I think he got shaken up a little bit during this game, but hopefully with enough time between this game and the Super Bowl, he'll be back. But for the 49ers, I think it really kind of comes down to Purdy on offense, and then defense, it's all Fred Warner. Fred Warner's that dude. He is this generation's version of Ray Lewis and Urlacher, in one, minus the injury.
I would say Urlacher, yeah. I'd give Foye Oluokun the Ray Lewis title. Only because he's an undersized guy who is fast as fuck and gets tackles like a motherfucker.
But Ray Lewis was never that.
Ray Lewis?
Was never fast guy.
I mean, Ray Lewis ran a 4.5 something at the combine. Pretty sure.
No shot he ran a faster 40 than Jerry Rice.
Jerry Rice is slow. He's just a good route runner.
I understand this, but we're going to look this up live. Hold up.
4.58 seconds. Bitch. Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
We've got the same birthday. You think I don't know everyone with the same birthday as me is 40 time? You're fucking insane.
Who else do you have on your birthday?
Ray Lewis.
Okay.
My buddy Corey, who ran a 5.1.
I guess I'm kind of having like recency bias in my brain with Ray Lewis. Because like in the older he got, the Madden ratings just did not do him any speed favors.
Yeah, I mean, but that was like one of the things they said, like, oh, like he's not big enough, he's not fast enough. But bro, like, trained hard, got in there. He was what, 5'11", I think. He was not very tall.
Yeah, but he was like 250.
Yeah, but he fucking beefed up him and yeah. But I mean, Jerry Rice is never known as a burner. You know, Jerry Rice was known as a fucking smash mouth wide receiver who could fucking run a route like anybody.
I mean, I hear that, and definitely yes, but also there's several plays where Jerry Rice is just toasting defenses.
Yeah, but you gotta remember there were white corners back then. I mean, you know, I'm just saying.
I mean, I guess, but it still wasn't as common.
That's back when you had a safety that ran like a 5'1" and just hit people hard. Like, I'm just saying.
Ronnie Lott out here just taking numbers,
losing fingers, taking numbers. Yeah, dude. What a beast. They don't make them like Ronnie Lott anymore.
No, they don't. Pretty sure he went to Tennessee, if I remember that correctly.
I don't know.
I don't know either. Well, I think we come to a good stopping point here. Do you have anything else? Any Jags related news? Just jagging off?
Not really. We covered the news in the preview. I haven't heard really anything else. Apparently, there are rumors that they're negotiating with Ridley right now. But I don't know. But I heard that Trevor like had a meeting with the front office not too long ago, and I'm sure he said, "Hey, I want Rids back." So we'll see what happens, but I don't know yet. I just heard that's a rumor. Whatever the contract is, we'll see. My biggest issue is I think we're going to overpay for the production he gave us, but after sitting out for almost 2 years, putting up over 1,000 yards and almost 10 touchdowns, I mean, you know, he can only get better, right?
Yeah.
So, if we, go ahead.
No, you're good.
Yeah. So if we don't re-sign Ridley, at least not to a long-term deal, we keep our second, and we have a third now as a compensatory pick from Jawan Taylor. If we sign Calvin Ridley, we lose our second, but we get our third back that's currently tied to him. So we'll have 2/3.
Sick.
Yep.
Sick. All right. Well, there's not really any Texans news at the moment. There's a chance that the quarterback coach, Gerard Johnson, could be an OC somewhere. But nothing has really come of that yet. It doesn't look like Slowick's going to leave, so that's going to be good.
That's good. Yeah, it's really good, especially for a young quarterback like CJ Stroud. Had so much success, and now he gets to have a same system 2 years in a row. It's going to be great.
Yeah, that was my big worry. Is like if he leaves, fuck, we got to keep pulling people from 49ers. Yeah. Call up Mike Shanahan. Be like, yo, bro, you calling the offense now?
Sile Kahanahan.
Sile Kahanahan. God bless America. All right. Well, folks, hit the like, subscribe buttons. Got 35 like goal. We're at 424 subscribers at the time of this recording. I'd like to see both of those numbers climbing. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss any future content. Most of all, be good people.
Duval.
We are Texans.
Duval.
We are Texans.
Duval.